Okay, guys, if you're not sure what we're doing here, this is a replay review. So we're going to be taking a look at one of my tier 3 subs games here. Now, this is Elixer, who is Diamond 2. Could just put that on the screen there. Why not? It's fine. And we're just going to talk about things he could do better. He's not here right now, but he did tell me that I could just do this replay the next time I'm doing replay reviews. Send him a link to the VOD. So that is what we will do. We are playing randoms with randoms. And in Diamond 2, I would never recommend going for boost when you're playing with randoms. If you're playing with a pre-mid team, then it's possibly okay to do this, because your teammate might be trying to steer the ball in this direction, but you've got no idea where your random teammate's hitting the ball, so just stay in goal, probably just stay in goal, to be honest. You don't need 100 boost. You're fine with 40, 45. You're used to guess the rank. Yes, sorry, I spoiled this one by showing the replay name, so it's not going to happen. JGrass2, thanks for the 19-month Prime, by the way, really appreciate it. I spelled his name wrong. Did I? I did, actually, you're right. It's Elixer. Thank you. I'll move it down here. We'll put Elixir down here. There we go. So, yeah, second thing that we do here is... the second thing we do definitely wrong here is leaving ball cam on in this position. Now, the only reason to leave ball cam on here is if you intend to fly up for it, like, really quickly. Which we did not. We waited a long time. It made me think that you were going to wait for the bounce to hit this. But yeah, the play here, if the ball's going to go this high up above you and you're this close to it, you have to turn off ball cam to see what's happening in front of you, because you just can't see what these blue cars are doing in front of you because your car is blocking. You don't know if that Schwelly guy was going for it or not, because you literally can't see him. But yeah, this ball, really, you want to try and get up quicker for it. At higher levels, I would expect a player to already be jumping now. Maybe not in Diamond 2, but you know, the actual correct play would be to jump up for this already, because this is your ball. Like this, if we're in this position, this is your ball. You're gonna get there first. And a tip for jumping up for aerials that are clearly hit, where the ball's clearly hitting the ceiling, is just fly up and imagine the ball's lower than it is. It sounds kind of stupid, but that's basically how most players do it. They just fly up and they imagine the ball's lower than it is, and then when you see the bounce, you adjust. At this point, definitely want to pass the ball off to the left. We kind of did, but that pass left a lot to be desired. Want to also point out that this dodge to hit the ball is not the best for a couple of reasons. Number one, if you look at the angle of our boost, we are flying like up here, and then we're flipping down. Like, we've clearly flown way too high to hit this ball. Way too high. Your car should be like here, hitting the bottom of the ball, like coming up underneath it. But we just flew way too high there, and then our dodge was too early, so we kind of scuffed it. Let's continue though. Oh, an aerial shot. That was actually nice. So I didn't expect to see that, because the last hit was really poor, but this one's much better. See, we're coming up at the bottom of the ball, and we're actually flipping straight through it. Even a little bit of an aerial on that, so that's very nice. You'll love to see that. Okay, good vision. See, already I'm correct. I'm saying that you're doing well in some of the elements that I previously thought you were doing quite poorly in. So earlier I didn't like that you weren't willing to turn off ball cam to see what's happening in front of you. Here we are. That's really good. Now, I don't know why you wouldn't go for the boost here. I think going for the 100 boost is definitely a good idea, because in the corner, in this kind of position, you don't really want to be making a super aggressive play on the ball if you only have this much boost. If you only have 30, it's pretty risky to flip into the ball, because we don't have a lot of boost to recover with. If you have 100, yeah, go for it. You've got so much boost, you're going to recover fast no matter what. Just make sure that you're thinking about how you're going to land on the wall after you double jump challenge into it, that is. Okay, so good thing that we cleared this ball to the side. Initially, it looked like we were going to make a huge blunder here. Proxys, are you near the top list? Let me just tell you, actually. You are 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're 6, so should be able to get that done pretty soon, actually. Yeah, like I said, it looks like it was going to be a bad clear straight down the middle here, but we did in fact clear it safely. And this is where we definitely make a mistake. This ball, I think you just have to leave it. You just have to leave it. We don't have a good enough angle on it to know like if a teammate's going or not. Like really, by committing, we're just making it very likely that there's a double commit and a bad clear about to happen, and possibly a shot coming in that nobody can react to. Hey Proxys, don't worry about it, man. Yeah, you have 2, yeah. It's totally fine. Don't mind answering questions. If anybody does want to answer, or does want me to answer a particular question about something I've said, or you know, something that you see in the replay that you want to talk about, just at JohnnyBoi me, at JohnnyBoi_I. Okay, let's look at this. So this is promising. We're keeping up ball pressure without challenging and taking yourself out of the game. That's good. This, however, less effective. So in the back corner, doing what we're about to do here, this, like a really, really weak hit straight into the middle, is a really bad idea. What hour do I usually start my shows? It varies. Just follow me on Twitter if you want to know exactly when. What would I say makes a good replay to submit for a review? Probably the best replay is just one that you don't know why you lost. If you have a game and you think to yourself, I played perfectly that game, I feel like I did everything right, and I have no idea what I was supposed to do to win, that's probably a good replay to send me, because I can tell you what you could have done better, and then you'll know what to improve on, so you don't have those games again where you don't know what you could have done better. You know what I mean? Other games, like the other kind of game that might be good, is games that you think, okay, I have no idea what I could have done to win this game, this lobby or whatever game mode that we're playing just seems to be totally out of my I'm totally out of my depth in this. No idea how to approach playing in a lobby like this. That's a good replay to send me as well, because I can tell you things you could do to make it easier for you. How long is the list? Right now we got like 15 people or something. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, 16 actually, where we had one more today. Yeah, like I was saying, this touch is something you really, really want to avoid in ranked. Like, really, really want to avoid. I talked about it in one of my recent videos. It's called what I call it corner control. And that is just having control of the ball in your back corner and not panicking. 16. Yeah, there's 16 people waiting to get reviews. There's hundreds of people who have tier 3 subbed and never sent me a replay. Hey Stevens, how you doing, man? But yeah, Elixir in this position, the #1 skill that you want to add to your game is actually just getting behind the ball and 50-50ing it. Because think about what we're trying to achieve here with a hit. We're trying to get rid of the ball by hitting it over the opposition. Now if we control that ball, right, let's just think for a second about the position we're in. We have one opponent already out of the game. He's already doing nothing. We have one opponent on the far left and one opponent immediately in front of us. Now, there is a chance if we hit this ball that we're going to hit it really poorly or get dunked on, and that guy is just going to come in and take it for free, right? In this case, he doesn't, because he has the reaction time of a 340-year-old Galapagos tortoise, so he doesn't do anything. He just, as soon as he's underneath the ball, then he jumps. Not sure exactly why he would jump this late, but if you're against a player who's a little bit better positioned there and actually has his monitor turned on, then you might be in trouble when you make a hit like this, because he's probably just going to send it flying on target on your goal, and you're screwed. Now think instead, what would happen if when the ball comes into the back corner, instead of hitting it away from ourselves, we do a little jump here to control it, or you just control it on the bounce, and then we push the ball out of defense, and as soon as that guy is about to 50-50 it with us, we flip into the ball and try and get a favorable 50-50 for us. Well, I'll tell you what happens. Instead of having just one opponent out of the game, you now have this guy out of the game as well, because you forced him into a 50-50. This is the power of the 50-50. It's why it's such an underrated mechanic in Rocket League. It's because if you force the opponent to 50-50 the ball with you, when they already have one player out of the game to begin with, then they're probably going to have two players out of the game when that 50-50 happens. And that leaves their third man completely alone to defend if the ball bounces into their half. Or, if the ball bounces into the box, for example, he might commit on it and get beaten, which leaves an open net. Like, there's so many situations where forcing a 50-50 in your defensive corner can get you like huge results. Counterattacks, you know, easy clear ball with lots of pressure. But instead what you'll see most of the time is players will just rush in and do really bad clears, much like what the other team have done right here. Like, look at this. This isn't a dangerous position at all. There's no danger whatsoever. We're going to take a look at it from his perspective just to see what he saw. But there really is no reason for them to be panicking here. See, they can see that there's nobody coming in for this ball, but still they both jump up for it as if there's an entire army of orange cars about to take a shot. Like, why? Why? I'll tell you why. It's because when you watch higher rated players, they're always going to the ball fast, fast, fast. They're never taking a break. But that's because the game is being played at a faster pace and a higher level. At lower level, it's okay to take some time. It's okay to take a breather. You're not slowing down your progression as a player by actually taking a first touch, taking a light touch, you know, taking your time with something. There's this huge misconception in the Rocket League scene that in order to become a good player, you have to play as fast as possible at all times. Always moving. Always boosting, always picking up more boost, always blasting the ball. And this is actually teaching you how to play Rocket League the complete wrong way, and you're just going to lose to people who are worse than you mechanically every day of the week. And I'm living proof of this fact. The fact that I can get Grand Champ any season that I really want to and grind to shows how wrong people like play the game in general. Like, people just don't realize Rocket League is a game of control. It's a game where you want to try and force the other team to go into positions where they are weak. It's not a game where you just try to win a race to the ball and hit it as hard as you can and hope it bounces in a good direction. Yeah, this is a good fake challenge. I like that. Now this second turn for the ball, we really can't be doing that. We saw a couple players going for it. It looked very obvious that we were getting beaten. I like that you've not gone for this though. This is good. Okay, definitely want to use the back wall there to get rid of this ball. Definitely want to use the back wall. So as soon as you see this ball flying high at your goal, first thing you should do is make a beeline for the back wall. Like, boost towards the back wall right now, because the first thing you see when you turn around is a high ball coming in. Boost towards the back wall immediately. Now, if the ball at this moment would have hit the ceiling and come down, then maybe you drive off the back wall and get ready for a half volley. But it didn't. It actually just missed the ceiling, or it barely hit it, if anything. So the back wall would have been perfect. It's also, you know, quite easy to, you know, just drive up onto the back wall. Oh, the ball's hit the wall. Well, then I'm just going to really quickly jump off the back wall and hit the ball into my corner. Not an issue. It's fine. But what's really hard is if the ball doesn't hit the ceiling and now it's above you. Like, we're completely pointless in this play. We're doing absolutely nothing. We're literally invisible. To make matters worse, we didn't even go into the goal here, so we're not able to like easily follow up on a bad touch if our teammate drops the ball straight down. Like, think here, what happens if our teammate accidentally hits the ball straight down? Like, we're gonna be doing nothing useful in that play. But if we're in the goal, then we can clear it, you know. Like, always be thinking one step ahead. Now we're in the goal. This is good. This is a really good position because we're gonna beat everybody to the ball here. And to make it even better, Neo Tokyo's actually a map where the goalposts are not transparent for the opponent, so he might not even see you until it's too late. This guy actually will see you because he drives into the middle. This guy's looking the other way. But it's worth remembering that Neo Tokyo in particular, near post position is even better than other maps because although you can see the players in the corner, they can't see you because this goalpost is not transparent both ways. So it's super, super strong. They can't see you. They have no idea how to time an outplay on you. But yeah, this is a really strong position. We're safe from demos. We're able to like see everything that's happening, and they can't see you sometimes. And if the ball crosses over, we can intercept it. If it gets shot on target, we can save it. We can do everything with this position. The only thing that we didn't do well here is we were a bit slow to react. Like if we were faster here, if we just boosted quicker, we could have hit the ball off the right hand wall there. Like the ideal touch here is actually to not hit the ball forward, is hit the ball that way. Because if we hit it this way, it's going to bounce off this wall. And then the ball's going to come into the middle here. And oh yeah, that's where we're going. We can actually just take a shot. We've passed the ball to ourselves. So passing the ball to yourself off a side wall would have been a great play here. The Mad Actor, thanks to the 3-month prime, by the way. Welcome back. Really appreciate it, man. Again, we're using that near post position quite effectively. Love this. This is really good. Just a bit slow to actually go for the ball, though. Like, once you've seen the bounce, once you've seen that bounce there, now we should be going. We should be going for this ball, because we know exactly where the ball's going. It's just like any other aerial at this point. And this is the kind of aerial that you need to be practicing. There's sometimes in Rocket League where a ball will bounce and you're not 100% sure how to read that bounce. But that's okay, if you're thinking, if what you're trying to do is improve as a player, this is the exact type of bounce that you want to be going for, because it is smart to go for this ball quickly if you can. Going for this ball as fast as possible is the smart play.
Going for a third in a row. It's annoying if you miss one day your streak ends. Liking the stream, keep up the good work.
Hey Joe, Pat, thanks for the 2-month prime, really appreciate it, man. Don't worry so much about it. If your streak ends, then Twitch will still keep your total months subscribed as your chat badge, and I will be notified of that as well. Like if somebody forgets about their streak, but then the next month after that they come back and resub, my Twitch will tell me, Joe Pat, he just subscribed with Twitch Prime. Total months subscribed 3 months. So I will see it. You'll see it. It doesn't punish you at all for that, so it's fine. I do appreciate the effort to keep on trying to resub, because you do have to do it manually with Twitch Prime, which gotta remember when your Twitch Prime's up. My Twitch Prime's probably up actually. I'm gonna go sub later to somebody with Twitch Prime. But yeah, I was saying something that I do feel very strongly about. That is, if a bounce is too difficult for you to read with confidence, but it's a bounce that you should be going for, and it's smart to go for, then by all means go for it. And this is the exact type of bounce I'm talking about. A defensive back wall read. Like these are so important to get good at, like defensive back wall reads. Even if you're not very good reading that and you're not confident that you can hit the ball, go a bit faster than you're comfortable with, just so you can actually train it and improve at it. I wouldn't say the same thing about offense, because actually you want to hold back a little bit in offense and play a smarter game, because that's making you a better player. This would have been much better if we went faster at this and not just a single jump aerial. We want to go double jump aerial there, fast aerial. I heard once, always assume your teammates miss the ball and your opposition never misses. Is this correct? Not really. Because if you always assume your teammates are going to miss the ball, then you're never going to be in position to receive a pass, ever. And if you always assume the opponents are going to hit the ball, you're never going to be in a position to punish a whiff. You need to read. You need to just look. Like, when I'm playing my games, sometimes I have a good angle to see what's happening when an opponent tries to make a difficult overhead aerial play in defense, and you can call it. You'll be like, oh, he's missing. I'm sure you guys know, and you've done this before. You'll just call out in comms, oh, he's missing, just so your teammate knows that the opponent is probably missing the ball, because you can see that they're going to miss. Like, you need to make reads like that. Like, notice, okay, that guy doesn't look comfortable, I think he's missing that. Then you can go score the open net if he misses, that kind of thing. Likewise, if you think your teammate's got a hit, then moving into a position to receive a pass from that hit is a very, very good thing to do. Instead of assuming he's going to miss and ball chasing, and then he passed the ball to where you were and it went to nobody, you know what I mean? It's kind of like a, I don't know, what are they called? Walmart coaching? Is that what you guys call it? When something's just like the cheap version? Always assume your teammates are going to miss. What is this Walmart coaching right here? nonsense. Terrible advice. You should always be, like, you know, ready for it to happen, because it could happen. You know, be ready for it mentally. But don't assume it's going to happen. Don't all in on it happening. Okay. Now, initially I liked what I see there. The only problem is that in 3v3, if you do a flick dribble on one guy, you're probably just getting tackled by the second guy. Which is why I was such a strong advocate earlier on about the 50-50 play. How can we outplay this guy in front of us? How can we get the ball away from him, this guy here, while also not passing it straight away to this guy here? 50-50 is the play. Just push the ball into this guy. 50-50 happens. The ball could very easily ping off in that direction. It could ping off in this direction. And even if it goes into our back corner, no big deal. It's just going to bounce off this wall, go across into the other corner. It's totally fine. Like, very low risk play as long as you flip into the ball from your goal side. And when I say goal side, I mean you want to be between the ball and your goal and then flip through the ball, not flip away from it. That prevents the opponent from scoring a goal directly off the 50-50. I really want to, you know, try and encourage you to try these back corner 50-50s. I've said this in stream before and I'll say it again. I remember one day recently I was playing with some of my lower rated friends. I'm actually okay with you waiting the goal here. This is perfectly fine. No need to rush this. Like, yeah, we maybe could have got this ball. I'm going to go back to what I was saying in a second. Yeah, we maybe could have got this ball, but I like that you're willing to just play patiently and wait, because who knows how long your teammates are taking to recover here. Who knows? Just waiting and weighing up the situation. Good idea. Yeah, like I was saying, I was playing with a couple of my lower rated friends and I wanted to illustrate to them the power of the low 50-50 in the back corner. And it was hilarious. We scored so many goals where all I would do is drive straight into the ball like a bronze player. Just push the ball forward, then flip into it as soon as the guys coming in for the challenge, and the ball would literally just bounce into their half and then we'd score. It would just bounce off a side wall. Their third man would be overcommitted. We would just score. And I'm like, this is hilariously effective. I can't actually believe how well it's doing. Okay, so this is interesting again. So there's a couple of things to take note of here. Number one, if the ball's in the front of your car like this, the only flick that is going to hit the ball up in the air, or the only flick that is going to make contact with the ball, is a side flip flick. So instead of being directly under the ball, try to be like slightly to the side of the ball, like dribble. Instead of being directly behind it like we are, try to be a little bit off to the side. If you're off to the right, you flip left. If you're up to the left, you flip right. That's the only way that you can get the ball to flick if you're dribbling with it on the front of your car. If you do a front flip of any kind, diagonal or forward, this is going to happen. The front end of your car is just going to go under the ball, and the back end of your car is never going to reach it. You've got a side flip to bring the front end of your car or the front corner upwards into the ball to flick it forwards. Now the other thing to mention, of course, is the angle of the dribble. So by making a first touch straight on target, we give ourselves almost no options other than to just go for a flick and hope. If we hit the first touch a little bit more off target, we have more options to work with. We have better vision. I did like the urgency, so you have to go quick if you're dribbling in threes. There's no time. Oh, that is an open net! Timely demo by your teammate. Now, we didn't know that he was going to get a demo here, so you rushing to center, you know, you're assuming that you're going to be dealing with a goalkeeper. So it kind of made sense what you were doing. Unfortunate that the demo wasn't noticed. Okay, well, we're really in trouble here. Okay. I thought for a second that you were going to make a really high level play and drive in the back of the goal, out the top, and then like just hit that ball as it bounces back down again, which would have been, you know, at a high level game, probably the correct play to make here. Like if you see this here, lunging for the back of the goal is not a terrible idea. What you did wrong here is you just drove forward way too fast. Let's look again. You know, if you're going to turn in the goal and try to drive forward at this ball, you can't be driving forward before the ball has bounced. Like, watch this. See, we're driving forward before the ball has bounced. Now, as soon as the ball bounces, it's directly over our head. So we've completely negated the benefit of being in the goal. And that is to stop the ball from being directly over our head. Now it is, because we drove off our line too fast. Let's watch again. If we had, waited until this bounce had happened, and then accelerated from the back of the goal, we could probably have at least, we could definitely have got in the way of this shot and forced a save. We just rushed it. The only other thing to mention is that I think turning off ball cam here, definitely a misplay. Because all we're thinking about is getting back to our goal and getting boost, when actually we should see that there's a shot coming that we should be saving right now. Like, the play here would have actually been to just go straight towards the ball and 50-50 it with this guy. Yeah, we did make some mistakes once we got to the goal, which I wanted to highlight as well, because even in the line of play we did go for, we didn't play it correctly. But it's also worth mentioning the line of play we went for wasn't the correct play in the first place. We just had a bit too much thought about boost and not keeping an eye on the play. Okay, looks like we were trying to do a bit too much there, grab the boost and the ball, even though the ball wasn't on the boost. Still though, we're using their goal quite well most of the time, getting into the goal and having good vision. This is good stuff. By the way, thanks Joe Pat over the 2-month Prime, I really appreciate it. Sorry, Pentagram, I only just noticed this now. Wouldn't you naturally be kind of introducing some kind of non-straight on angle in the dribble, setting up a diagonal flick at the end of it anyways? Yeah, kind of. I remember the play you're referring to here. The problem with dribbling straight and then going for a diagonal flick or a side flip flick is that you're often hitting the ball wide of the goal as you do it. If you're dribbling too straight and then you go for a flick that changes the angle that the ball is going, sometimes you just hit it wide. There's no way not to miss, you know what I mean? Oh, okay. Well, this is a glorious opportunity. I like that you've gone for it because you've got the teammate in front of you going for the bump. You saw that. It looks like we just didn't dodge from close enough to the ball. Yeah, we've dodged way too early here. Look how far our car has turned by the time that we make contact with it. Our car's almost made an eighth of a rotation here. Your car should still be like pretty much in its starting position, or in the same position that it looks like you're starting. Like, look at that. We're dodging back here, and then our car's rotating, and then we're hitting the ball. That's why we've hit the ball a little bit lower on the hitbox than we'd initially planned, because our hitbox is rotated forward, and we've hit the ball lower on the ball than we meant to, and it's hit the bar as a result. And also our shot is lacking a ton of power as a result. If we'd just waited a bit with our dodge, we would have had this. We would have scored. Just dodged a bit early there. I saw this. The only reason I'm also bringing it up is because I saw this earlier as well. I saw early dodge. Oh my goodness. Oh, the whole team commit. Oh, I'm not sure if we should have turned away from this one. I mean, this looks pretty juicy. I'm not going to lie. When the ball bounces like that, the way you want to be turning is definitely towards the goal, because that looks like it's going to be on the goal line to me. So I would definitely turn left, not right. But yeah, you're thinking a bit too much about rotating out there. Right. Good job not taking yourself out the game in the back corner. Don't really mind you taking the ball away from your teammate there, that's fine. He's probably super annoyed, but this is totally okay. This is a safe position for the ball to be in. Obviously your teammate disagrees, but that's going to happen in lower ranks. Nice control. Okay, we're still going, and we've got a bit of an angle to work with here, but oh, we go for the front flip flick again. Man, side flip flicks are the way forward for you for sure. Side flip would have been better in this position as well. I don't mind. It's not that I hate the what do you call it? It's not that I hate the front flip flick. It's just I like the side flip flick a lot more. Oh dear. The tip Sunless has given and his coaching series at the Verge, are they good or Walmart coaching? What do you mean? Tips Sunless is given. I'm not sure what tips you're referring to. Going for boost in this position is probably fine. Your teammate really shouldn't be missing the ball, so yeah, it sucks. If you don't want that to happen, then I guess you just go straight back. But at times you just have to say, well, I mean, my teammate should probably not completely miss the ball there. I don't think going away from the boost in case he somehow misses a very easy hit is a good line to play and to practice, because you should probably expect him to hit that one, Now we're kind of just like ball chasing, but everybody is at the end of the game. We know we need 2 goals, but we're not going to get them. Yeah, there's definitely a lot to talk about this game. I'm not going to repeat everything I said because I can't obviously remember the entire game and my commentary of it. But yeah, side flip flicks, definitely in terms of dribbling, the thing that I want to get you doing more often, because trying to do like front flip flicks like this are, I think, less effective for shooting than side flip flicks. Front flip flicks are pretty good if you're really close to the goal, but side flips are better for shooting the ball fast. If you want to get it going quick, then you want to do side flip flick. I think front flip flicks are probably better for some midfield outplays, not for shooting though. Like if you're just trying to get past somebody in the midfield, sometimes just doing a quick front flip flick is totally fine. Just depends which way the ball's sitting, really. If you just want to flick it over somebody in the midfield, but that's not really a 3v3 thing. 3v3 is usually about like just getting the ball up to speed quickly on a counter attack, and then you just get it on top of your car and try to get a flick as fast as possible. But yeah, I really think that the side flip flick is better for shooting than the front flip one. This is a pretty good example of like the acceleration you can get on the ball with a side flip. It says 33, but it was actually a lot faster than that. Yeah, side flips really launch the ball off your car a lot more than front flips do, without delay. If you delay your flip with a front flip, then maybe it'll launch harder. But yeah, in my experience, side flips much easier and much more reliable as a shot mechanism. When I front flip flick, the ball usually goes way over the net. Yeah, this is why I said like the exception to what I'm saying is when you're really close, when you're just trying to mind game the guy and you're like, I'm gonna flick it, just kidding, no I'm not, and then you get really close and you flick it up like into the top of the goal from point blank range. I hit the bar there, but you know what I mean. Like if you're really close to the net and you want to like get it over somebody, front flip flick is pretty good because you can kind of just like, you can flick it straight up in the air if you're going fast enough. But when you're trying to shoot from distance and you're trying to shoot off a fast dribble, side flips are better because, like I said earlier, side flips you can flick the ball off the very front of your car like that. See how the ball's in the very front of my car? If I did any flick that involved a front flip in that position, the ball wouldn't flick. It would just do this. The front end of the car would dip underneath the ball and the back end would never touch it. So you need to lift the front end of your car into the ball. It's the same reason why the diagonal or reverse 45-degree flick is effective, because you're lifting the front end of the car into the ball. I'm not very good at reverse 45-degree flicks, but same principle. I'm way better at side flips than reverse 45s. I feel like a side flip is just like a much easier version of the reverse 45 flick. Much easier but less insane variation. The reverse 45 one, you need to be going quicker. You need to delay the flick a little bit more. But yeah, it follows the same like line of thinking. The front end of the car is flipping up into the ball. Same as a side flip. You're just rotating the front end of your car upwards into the ball, as opposed to like a front flip flick where the front end of your car is dipping and the back end of your car is hitting it. That's more to do with like the delay, like this. That's what you want to do with a front flip flick. You want to delay it, bring the back end into the car, and then launch. So you're gonna get more power, like from a higher position. But yeah, not as good for threes. Not as good for threes because you need to be dribbling fast in threes, and when you're dribbling fast, the ball's probably in the front of your car, and you need to side flip to actually hit the ball. if the ball's in front of your car. I'll do a front flip flick when the ball's in front of my car just to show you what happens. So you can see like it really is not effective at all. There we go. That's a front flip flick with the ball in the front of my car. I don't even flick it. It just like rolls off. It just doesn't do anything at all. The ball's in front of your car. See, it's like nothing. The ball just barely moves any faster at all. Whereas if you did the same thing that I just did there with a side flip, the ball's gonna like actually change direction and speed up a lot. That should probably be a pretty, I'd say, conclusive evidence and also reasonable example of what I mean. Yeah, that was a pretty good replay for people who want to learn the positioning in goal and why it can be effective. We did it really well. That replay was a good example of what to do, how to position in goal. Very good. Need to work on our corner control though, 50-50s. Side flip flicks need a lot of work. And defensive aerial speed as well. That's the other thing I would really try to improve on. Defensive aerial speed, more 50-50s, side flip flicks. Boom, there's your homework.